Oh, right, of course, because I should know who that is. I don't care what you think. I'll tell you something that rubbed me right.
Felger and Mazz on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Come to you from our Town Fair Tire Studios in Waltham. I'm going to go back to the phones, Mazz, unless you have a fresh thought for the 4 o'clock hour.
God, no.
Christian in Foxborough is back. Yes, Christian, on Vrabel Rossini. Go ahead.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
No, obviously the paternity test would throw like 6 more logs on this fire here. Just wanted to know your thoughts. Obviously between the conference title games and the Super Bowl, you get 2 weeks. What if Vrabel was fooling around, in between that time? Would that take it to like another minor level maybe? Have a good one.
Okay. So I think if the kid ends up being his and that's revealed, that puts a whole nother layer on the story that's going to make it more problematic for him.
Sure.
Not that it's in and of itself a fireable offense, but it just sort of engulfs, it sort of fans the flames, I mean to say. So watch out for that one. The TMZ report last week, Murray, had said the child was named after Rossini's brother.
Yeah.
You don't buy it?
I don't.
Okay. Did the story say that? But the story didn't say that the kid wasn't. The story didn't specify who the kid was. It just said.
In terms of blood work, you mean?
Right. It didn't get into any of that. It just
did
said.
Not.
So the child could still be Vrabel's, but named after her brother.
Correct.
Right? Like,
yes.
I mean, I'm just because I didn't read the story, so I'm just asking. Did they?
No, they didn't
specifically say that the family is maintaining that the source just said no, it was named after Rossini's brother.
Yeah, that's all. It didn't say son of Shake Shack sales executive, whatever the hell this guy's name is. No, it didn't get into details like that.
Right. To my knowledge, there's been nothing written with any certainty about paternity.
Yes.
Nothing. So now that you can
just internet scuttlebutt is all it is. But to what the caller said, by the way, just based on the NFL Films stuff of that Super Bowl, the only Patriot that was really dialed in outside of maybe Christian Gonzalez was the head coach. Remember, he had to go basically up and down the sideline, especially to the quarterback, saying like, "Hey, wake up! Big game here." That type of thing. Like he was dialed in. I don't know about the rest of them.
Well, I mean, it's a fair thing to bring up. Because sort of the track record here with Vrabel and Rossini is that a lot of their meetups were adjacent to NFL events. Where he was, where she was. This is the latest one that got him nabbed was the owners' meetings. Well, Super Bowl week, that's a big convention.
Sure.
He's there, she's there. And if you're cheating on your spouse, like as I've mentioned before, I assume that takes work. Got to cover your tracks and make sure that just takes bandwidth. Of making sure that you've got the right phone and not being blah, 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 blah. So anything that takes away from the game, if that took away from the game, is that a fair thing to wonder about?
Yes.
So.
Yeah, in fact, look, if you start going down that road, and you start wondering whether he was fully locked in Super Bowl week, then I think the offense becomes fireable.
Well, I don't know if it's fireable, but it just adds another log. All right, let's just say the next round of pitchers is them out Thursday night. In where the hell were we just now?
San Francisco.
They were out Thursday night in San Francisco, canoodling at a bar. Thursday night is Super Bowl week. Wouldn't that pitcher have a certain amount of weight in your mind?
Yeah,
sure, of course.
Yeah.
Like what were you doing? I mean, you're allowed to go out to dinner. Like okay.
Yeah.
But the fact that it's the affair, you're like juggling. You're doing juggling.
Yes.
Like I mean, I look at Steph Diggs that day. And say, where was your head? He had there's 2 gals in the front row, right?
Yes, correct.
I mean, weren't we right to bring that up and say, like, where's your head at?
Yes.
So why wouldn't you do that with the coach?
I bet you the Crafts would.
How about Brad in New Hampshire on the Red Sox? Yes, Brad.
Hey, guys. How you doing? I just got a question. Wasn't Tristan Cassis slated to be the everyday first baseman? And where the hell is he? And my second question is, did we have too much high expectations for Wilyer Abreu?
Mazz, I'll let you take the second one.
Okay. Wilyer Abreu is the least of your problems. So, again, it depends on what your expectations were. If you were expecting 40 homers and 140 RBI, then yes, your expectations were too high.
I mean, you do know that was a home run last night in 29 of the 30 parks.
I do, yes, I heard that.
And you know that Fenway was actually going to give him a run for that fact. It actually counted as a home run because it would have been a home run everywhere else.
Well, they should actually just give one on his stats.
Because they wouldn't stop talking about it.
Correct. So what, it's a bad break?
Not quite.
I mean, the ball doesn't carry in Fenway in April and halfway through May. Is that a surprise?
Abreu's not your issue. What was his first point?
Tristan Casas.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
Forget Tristan Casas. Okay, and where is he? He's in the minor leagues, but he's not playing because he had another injury, suffered a rib cage strain. He's supposed to be examined later in the week, at which point they'll have another update on him. But if you're still holding your breath on Tristan Casas, well, I don't know what to tell you. And then, by the way, so this is why I say just keep pumping up those prospects. Keep pumping them up. No, give me more. Give me Franklin Arias. Give me every other prospect in the minor leagues. Keep pumping them up, and then they can bring them up, and they'll suck too. So keep going. Just keep giving me prospects. That's what I want. Prospects. And every one of them can suck when they get here.
Matt in Shrewsbury, your thoughts?
Hey, what's up, guys? At the end of the day, the Red Sox, they rely on analytics for all these moves. I mean, I'm guessing it's just code, A equals D, D squared, whatever it is. Do you think someone's doing this purposely, sabotaging the code? I mean, how could they get it wrong every time? Is it someone mad at Henry? You guys talk. Be good.
There's a virus in the computer. What do they call it? Malware or whatever?
Yes,
There's a foreign agent in their computer system.
Yeah, there's Malway at 4 Jersey Street is where there is. It's just they're having trouble killing it at all.
AJ in Dorchester, go ahead, please.
Hey, fellas, how are you? So one of the best Patriots scandals, I think, from back in the day was, not sure if you mentioned it yet today or not, but Chandler Jones tripping on some synthetic weed, walking into Foxborough police station.
Shirtless.
I'm pretty sure he was naked or shirtless. Yeah, something like that.
Half naked, knocking on the back door of the Foxborough Police Department, blasted to the bejesus on synthetic weed.
That's under D for drugs.
I was going to say, which letter is that?
Synthetic drugs.
Yeah, what's,
It could also be N for nudity.
You name it.
Some of them are crossfire.
You name it, they've done it. I mean, I did. Yes, we had to cross-reference that. It shows up in a couple different places.
Yes. Yeah. Indecent exposure.
I read that statement with the Contavious. The guy's been here 5 minutes and he's already doing Patriot things.
And isn't he a 7th-round pick?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so not to be a wise ass, but what are they wasting their time for?
Well, listen, as the statement read, we take these matters very seriously and are in the process of gathering additional information. We will not have further comment at this time. It's the exact same thing I've read like 46 different times over the last 10 years because it's the same statement.
You know what?
They just white out the name and put in the new name.
We really do need to make a list categorized by the transgression.
It's the bingo. It's Patriots bingo. I'd say we'll do tiers, but I feel if we do tiers, we're going to get a knock at the door.
I got bingo.
They are a partner. So, like, if we do bingo, if we do tiers, I don't know. Do we get a knock on the door?
Definitely.
From our fearless leader?
No question.
Yeah,
We're going to knock on the door for the Mac Jones bit. Yeah, we're getting a knock on the door if we do tiers.
Oh, that's a good one, too. We should put him on the list.
Nut slap under N. Another one under the N's.
Yeah.
Or the S.
Groping.
G for grope. That's right.
G for groping.
Most teams' rookie orientation is here's how you stay out of trouble. The Patriots, they go to rookie orientation and say, well, listen, we've got it all covered. So listen, whatever you do, we have the release for you. It's all ready to go.
Yeah, no. They teach them what to do when they get in trouble because it's coming.
Adam in Rhode Island. Yes, Adam.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Diana Rossini's birthday is February 11th. The Super Bowl is February 8th. What do you think they would do in that week? I want to see what you guys think.
Happy birthday, Mr. President. Something like that.
Yeah, it's a good theory.
We've got Todd in Vermont. Go ahead, Todd.
Yeah, when you start talking about Brown and Tatum, your team takes on the personality of your best player. If you try to trade Jaylen Brown, that leaves you with Tatum, who can be very passive. Brown is the aggressor. He's the one that's going to give you the best shot.
I concur.
I would say if I could make a deal with Dallas and give him Hoyt and Tatum for a flag.
Oh my God, I'm hanging up on you. Would you people stop with that?
This Cooper flag thing is really starting to bug me.
Seriously.
So no, that's 3 in the last day and a half.
Why are they doing that? Ask yourself why they're doing that.
Yeah, he's from Maine.
He's a Mainer.
Does that mean the brain just flies, it just seeps out of your ears and you have no brain?
He likes lobster.
If you had Cooper Flag, who would you trade him for in the NBA? There's one guy.
Yes. Wemby.
Yep. I'd trade him for Victor Wembanyama. Is there another guy in the league you'd trade him for?
No, I don't think so.
That's pretty much it.
I mean,
I don't think so.
Gilgeous-Alexander, maybe, but you're giving up like...
Now you got to factor the age.
9 years?
Yeah.
I love Gilgeous-Alexander, though. He's good.
Sure.
He is. That one's close.
No, that's it. It's Victor Wembanyama. That's it.
Yeah, it's
Wembanyama.
Wembanyama.
So why are they...
But what about Pritchard? I'll give you Pritchard, Hauser.
Who else was in that deal? Tatum and who?
And Ugo. No, it was...
He's young.
Tatum and... he said Tatum and White.
I don't think he did.
He did. He said Tatum and White.
Okay.
Play it again, Jimmy.
No. The Mavs are not trading Cooper Flag. So is it just the Maynards that are calling with that?
Probably.
Get it out of your head. Jason Varitek is not managing the Red Sox, and Cooper Flag is not being traded by the Mavs to anyone. Never mind you.
Yeah, he'd be good here, though. I saw him once in a gun
It's not happening.
I think it was at Old Orchard Beach.
Never mind Jaylen Brown. Jason Tatum. Would you trade Cooper Flag for Jason Tatum? That one's okay, but again, you're giving up 8 years and a torn Achilles now.
There's no way Dallas would do that.
Why would they do that?
They wouldn't.
They got the ping pong ball. They got the gift from heaven. It dropped into their lap. They got the guy. He delivered in year one, and now they're on their way with the guy. You don't trade that for anything unless it's Victor Wembanyama. Maybe they might do that. But then you would ask, why is San Antonio doing this? So what can we do to not even have to take that call?
Hang up on them before, as soon as they say the word Coop.
I like it.
Yeah.
Boom.
Okay.
What if they trade for Click?
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be on the lookout for it. We'll follow.
If I could make a deal with Dallas and give him Hoyt and Tatum.
Hoyt.
For a Flag.
Who's Hoyt? He said Hoyt.
He did say
Hoyt.
It wasn't White. It was Hoyt. I was like, who is that guy? Who is the guy he's talking about there?
I thought he said White.
I don't even know who that is. Who's Hoyt?
White.
If I could make a deal with Dallas and give him Hoyt and Tatum.
Yeah, Hoyt Willis.
Oh my God.
The old pitcher.
I just can't. I can't.
White.
The dumbass trade proposals.
I thought he said White.
Let's pick up Brown and Tatum, and more your calls coming up right after these words.
Hoyt and Tatum for a Flag.
Oh my God.
Felger and Mazz continue on the Sports Hub.
When you are 2 years removed from being a champion and being an NBA Finals MVP, and 2 years later, when you're playing without Jason Tatum for about 62 games, and you go to the postseason, and you get bounced out in the first round, it's the Boston Celtics, the most storied franchise in the history of basketball with 18 championships. Never have they lost a 3-1 lead until just now. And it was with Jason Tatum on the bench in Game 7. And Jaylen Brown was the bus driver. And you lost, and you go on the air inside of 24 hours and calls this your favorite season. I don't know how you come back from that. I think if you're the Boston Celtics and you have an opportunity to pair Giannis with Jason Tatum, you do it. For an abundance of basketball reasons, to change your style of play and and stuff like that. But also, Jaylen Brown clearly loves driving the bus. Let him drive somewhere else.
It's just sort of adding to the thing I was saying yesterday, Mazz. It's like, are they reaching the point of no return with this? There's just too much critical mass, too much momentum for the things he has said, the rumors that are out there, the calls that have been made, the calls that have been taken, how he's felt in the past about being involved in trade rumors. It's like, can they put this back? Can they put this genie back in the bottle? And you still think yes. You said yesterday yes.
I mean, again, I think if they offer him that contract, he's be have a hard time walking away from it. I have more doubt in some ways about their willingness to offer the deal than I do about Brown's willingness to take it.
You think if they offered him, and again, just if you're joining us, he's extension eligible. He has 3 years left on his current deal. But they could offer him a 2-year extension at $71 million per year.
Correct.
Okay, he's making 50 or 60, something like that. So
I think he's in 60 now, but keep going.
So it's not even that huge of a raise, but so now you would be, he'd be guaranteed 5 years, the last 2 at 71 per. They can offer him that this offseason. You think if they put that in front of him, all this goes away?
I think he would sign it. Now, again, a year from now, he might be talking about getting traded again. But I think he would take the money. Seriously.
But what I mean is,
let me ask it to you that way, though.
No, but I ask you, how do you put this genie back in the bottle?
Money.
Because it feels like there's been a pretty this train has gone pretty far down the tracks. Money. Money's a way to make it all go away.
Yes. So let me ask you it this way. What do you think is more likely? Them offering the money or Jaylen Brown accepting it?
You've asked this improperly, but I know what you mean. What's more unlikely?
Yeah, right.
I think he would take it before they would offer it. In other words,
yeah, so do I.
I don't think they're going to offer it.
So do I. I think that they have reservation. I'd be more concerned about their willingness to enter the deal than his.
Bingo.
So that to me, that is the more concerning part of the whole thing. So I'm not sure they want to pay him. And if that's the case, bye-bye. He's out. So,
I mean, you have him for 3 more years.
Yeah.
If you don't extend him this offseason, you have to get rid of him?
No, but they might be at that point. My guess is that deep down, they want to keep him. But if they don't offer that contract, the noise with him is going to get louder. I mean, it's not going to get softer. It's going to get worse.
And do you think that's really what's at the root of it or part of it?
Part of it.
I do. It usually is.
Yeah, part of it. I mean, again, I think Stephen A's right. He wants his own team. He wants to be the guy.
But could that be a canard? Could that be a false flag for what really is coming into play here, which is the contract?
So I think he still wants it. The question is whether or not he would sacrifice it. And I guess your point is, well, if he would sacrifice it, then he doesn't really want it.
I mean, the answer that he gave in his second stream, apologizing that Brad Stevens had to answer the questions, and he was answering the questions because Jaylen Brown's guy, Tracy McGrady's the one that said Brown has problems deep within the organization. It was Brown's fault, or the fault of his camp, that Stevens had to answer that question. But I want to apologize to Brad that he even had to answer that question. I could be here for 10 years if it were up to me. He missed something like that. And I read into that. What do you mean you could be? Do you want to be? You will be? He could be. And then I thought he did say something along the lines was, if it were up to me. I think that's kind of an allusion to the contract.
Yeah, to tell. If it was up to me, yes. But it's not up to me because they would need to put that in front of me, ... which they won't.
Right. Are they offering me that contract? Like, do I want to be here? Well, what's the contract? That's not up to me. They haven't offered, what's the deal, in other words? So as usual, I think contracts and the money are a backdrop to everything.
It has to be. Again, once it's eligible, once he becomes eligible for that extension and they can do it. Well, now he's going to say, well, do it. What are you waiting for? Immediately, his response is going to be that guarantees 2 more years from me. It's another $142 million. Let's go. What are you waiting for? And if they balk and say, well, wait, and let's see what physical condition you're in 2 years before we get to years 4 and 5. As soon as there's doubt, the relationship will get worse, not better.
But Stephen A., like a lot of people, just listen to those comments, which he doubled down and tripled down on. My favorite season. That was just so wrong. There's just something so wrong about him saying that. And I go, okay, buddy, if it was really about you driving the bus, then you can go drive it in Atlanta or Milwaukee. Enjoy yourself. Like I said yesterday, I think emotionally it helps the Celtics out where they can take that stance. It's sort of like, well, listen, we came up short this year and you're carrying on like it was the best year of your career. So why don't you have the best year of your career somewhere else? Somewhere else. Like it just makes it a little easier emotionally for the Celtics.
Oh, I think that's exactly what would happen. The other question I would have, and not to do this on the air, I know how much you love that. If they trade him, let's just say to Atlanta, can Atlanta then give him those 2 years?
Oh, I don't know. Stu?
I don't believe so. I think the Celtics are the only team that can give him maximum money at this point. In the same way, Dallas traded Luka. Luka isn't eligible for whatever tier of Supermax that he's in.
Right.
So he lost money going to being traded to the Lakers. I think Jaylen Brown, if he's traded from the Celtics to the Hawks or any other team, he loses some percentage of money that he could earn.
Those Supermax deals are only by your existing team, right? I mean, I generally think that that's the deal. So don't lose sight of the contract in this whole thing. Would be my warning to you. Would be my advice to you. It's usually about the money. All right, back to your calls here as promised. How about Joe in Malden jumped on the Celtics? Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, extremely tone deaf with that take that he had. But in any case, I wanted to move on to the trade part of things, and that is that the only trade we need to take is changing the way we're playing the game. Right now, we're taking too many threes. It's a low percentage shot. We play with the slowest pace in all the NBA. That's a fact. So instead of just playing hero ball and firing up threes, how about we move the ball on the perimeter and drive it to the hoop and then kick it out and take more high percentage shots?
Well, listen.
They keep saying they just want to play the right way. The way they're playing down the stretch of these games, tight fourth quarters, is certainly not the way to play the game and have success.
Joe, I agree with you 100%. Their play style is a bigger problem than their personnel, which isn't to say their personnel can't be upgraded, of course. And they need some big guys. It's obvious. I got it. But the personnel isn't why they lost to Philadelphia. The personnel isn't why they lost to New York last year. They're better than those teams. Their roster's better than those teams. They lost to those teams because of the way they play. Before you can accurately assess the roster, I think you got to play the right way. Lose to a better team. And then we can go circle back and say, well, this is why you aren't as good as them. You're missing this, that, and the other. You're losing to teams that are lesser than you. Most years in this run, you're losing to teams that are lesser than you. Why? Because you're playing the wrong way. It's a broken record, but I obviously agree with you. Don't leave out the fact that they're last in the league in free throws. So most threes, slowest pace, fewest free throws. It doesn't take an expert to figure out that they're not playing the right way.
I mean, it's a horrible combination of elements.
It's just so obvious. Big Jim Murray has an update for you here, and we are right back on Felger and Mazz. Whee! Goalie fight.
Felger.
Whee! Look at the goalie fight.
Whoa!
Mazz.
Oh, my God.
Murray.
He sucks in the playoffs.
That's great. No.
98.5.
Wonderful. Good.
The Sports Hub.
Bob in Dartmouth on the Celtics. Go ahead, Bob.
Hey, I don't understand why everyone wants to trade Brown. Why not trade Tatum? The team was awesome with Tatum gone and Brown leading. And as soon as Tatum came back, the ball stopped moving again.
So, Bob, I don't think you're the only one that feels that way. So you say everyone. I think there are some people out there who would say trade Tatum and keep Brown. I think what hurt Brown's cause is Game 7. And then subsequently him carrying on about how much he liked the year when they lost in the first round. So I think that turned some people off, but it's really more about his performance. He's had 2 Game 7s where really it's been about him, and he's pretty much lost them both. Fell on his face the first time against Miami a couple years ago when Tatum sprained his ankle early in that ball game, and then in this one where Tatum was out, he failed. So I think whatever support Brown had has been frayed by those things.
I mean, I think we can agree that the regular season isn't a problem for either one of them. They're both good regular season players. So they have questions in the postseason for different reasons. Brown's tough, but Tatum's more skilled. So Brown can't handle double teams. Tatum doesn't like the physicality. Again, this is really the argument to keep them together.
Yes.
Gasper's been saying it for years. They fill each other's gaps is what they do. So if you find them a better supporting cast, that might be the way to go.
Paul's in the car. Hi, Paul.
Hey, I thought Sam Cassell was brought in case Mazzulla fell on his face a couple of years ago. Now, how would the Jays feel if Sam was elevated to head coach, if Joe doesn't change his philosophy?
I have no idea. I think Jason Tatum likes Joe Mazzulla. So I don't think Jason Tatum has a problem with the coaching. He doesn't have a problem with the guy himself, who's his advocate and his guy, and who's his personal skills coach, right? When Mazzulla was on the second row, he was sort of Tatum's guy, right?
I think that's right.
So he has a good relationship with him personally. And I don't think Tatum has a big problem with how they play because he gets to play how he wants to play. He gets to pound the ball into the floor and ISO and jack up threes. which is apparently how he wants to play.
Yep.
So Tatum doesn't need Sam Cassell. It's Brown who needs a change of how they play. So, I don't think Tatum wants Sam Cassell. If Tatum wanted Sam Cassell, don't you think Sam Cassell would already be the coach?
Probably, yeah. Well, and the other thing, too, Mike, is that just because they change coaches, are they going to change offenses, or is it just going to be the same thing?
I don't know anything about Sam Cassell's philosophies or how he plays or how he would coach a team as a head coach. I have no clue. Do you out there? Shree and Melrose. Shree, your thoughts?
Yeah, I've never heard of an organization that stands up for such an overrated coach like Joe Mazzulla. How many coaches have blown these types of leads and kept their job besides Joe Mazzulla? It's just the whole Celtics experience where they just don't want to fire any coaches. I feel like even the Brad Stevens thing, although it turned out to be a great move, they promoted him to another position. I don't see them ever letting go of Joe Mazzulla, and that scares me.
So ever is strong, but it's amazing they've held on to him to this point. I can't fathom other franchises, maybe even other sports. A team this highly touted keeps losing to lesser teams, and they still stand by the coach to the point where they're talking about trading one of the players, but keeping the coach. Now, I find that like unprecedented. I mean, give me another example. I don't know. Aaron Boone, does he fall into that category?
Maybe.
Like, there's a few guys you look at and go,
he should have been gone years ago.
How does he have his job? But it's a short list. It boggles the mind. And I think it is kind of a Celtics thing. It's like, we're above that. We're not going to swap out coach and move on from coaches like other teams. We're not the Knicks. We're the Celtics. There's stability. But what if your guy blows? It's just...
Or there's a better way. It turns out that Knicks thing, which I thought was crazy and others did too at the time, might have been the right move to go to Mike Brown.
Who knew? That might be the right move. Mm-hmm. Kind of feels that way at this point. How about Lenny in New Hampshire? Hi, Lenny.
Hi, how you doing? Thanks for taking my call.
Pleasure.
Hey, the reason I called in is the Celtics' pride and tradition no longer exists. When Danny Ainge left, he took the only connection back to the great Celtics of the 60s, 70s, and 80s with him, the Red Auerbach era. None of these guys from the ownership on down to the towel boy have any Celtic pride or any connection to that winning tradition.
Stop it.
I think they're done.
Okay, and that's why?
I think so. I think today's players don't care about winning. It's not a winning tradition. It's let's get my money. And, hey, if we have an okay season, we have an okay season. The days of Larry Bird and Kevin McHale, where it's win a championship at all costs, are gone.
Okay, well, that's...
Okay, well, then how does, Danny Ainge, the executive, save that?
That's the world of sports.
Exactly.
But listen, Jaylen Brown's comments don't land.
No, they don't. Again,
you have the right to sort of call him out on that. Do you really care about winning? Because it doesn't sound like that with Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, but you can't connect him to an era from 50 years ago.
But exactly. So what? If they had some crusty old Celtics here, you'd feel better about it? That's kind of stupid. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, those days are over.
But also, why can't you say that Brad Stevens a descendant of Danny Ainge, and so that is the line? That's the line. That's so important to you. Why is that so important to you?
Well, and the other thing is, does he think Kevin Garnett was in that class? You know what I mean?
He's an outsider and embodied everything you would want as a winner and a competitor and a Celtic. So you stuff all that. How about Brandon in Boston? Hi, Brandon. Here we go. We've always got the trade card with Brandon in Boston. So, Brandon, you can propose a trade here. There's just one that you can't. Okay, there's one that we can't. I'd be so disappointed if you, of all people, gave me the Cooper Flag thing.
The Washington Wizards are entertaining that first-round draft pick, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm doing is I'm offering Jaylen Brown and some draft picks, right? And I'm pairing Jason Tatum with A.J. DeBancer. You're talking about a guy that's 6'9". He's scoring 25 points per game. And also he's shooting his 2 points, 58.9. He's like his three-point percentage is 33.1. So you're talking about a guy that's a guy that can attack the rim, and players have to respect his outside shot because he gets knocked down to three.
So I would
6'9".
Okay, Brendan, I got it. Why would the Wizards do this is the first thing that I would say. But then again, the reports are that their window's open on that first overall pick. Why? I thought this was the draft to tank, and they got it. It's Debanza or Boozer, whatever. Like, you can do this on your own time, but I
was surprised to read it, too. I don't understand why they're taking calls.
But would they do it for a 29-year-old Jaylen Brown?
I doubt it.
Would that be enough to get the number 1 overall pick in a good draft?
Well, no. The other thing is, if you're willing to trade that pick and he's as good as everybody says them, what does it say about the player?
Huh?
Debanza. Like, if they have that pick but they're willing to move it.
You're saying they don't believe in Debanza?
Maybe he's not as good as everyone thinks.
Well, then I've been sold a bill of goods on this draft. I've been told that this draft is generational. So I don't know. I don't know about Debanza. I don't know what their likelihood is to be an NBA star. I'm just saying, I don't know. If the window might be open there in Washington, but for Jaylen Brown, you think that's enough to get the first overall pick in what is supposed to be a good year, Mazz?
No. You'd have to throw more in.
No, you would have to throw more in.
Years
yes.
of picks.
Absolutely, yeah. And they probably they might be willing to swap the number 1 pick for the same reasons Danny Ainge did.
Right. So so they like Boozer better than Debanza,
right.
So they'll go from 1 to 2 or 1 to 3. Okay, that makes sense.
And they get an extra pick out of it.
They go from 1 to 27 and a 29-year-old. No, Brandon, no. And then next thing you know, you're going to tell me why trade him for Cooper Flagg. That's almost as unrealistic. I don't think you is what they have in mind for that quote unquote trade out.
Now, the thing with Utah, I think, is closer to the bone. There were stories floating around today that Debanza, because he plays at BYU, wants to stay in Utah, believe it or not.
And where's Utah in the draft?
Like 2 or 3, I think, or something like that.
So like, yes, that I could wrap my head around.
Utah's second.
Okay, going from 1 to 2? Sure, fine. 1 to whatever the Celtics are, and Jaylen Brown? No. How about Ryan in the car? Go ahead, Ryan.
Felger, Murray, Mazz, good to hear from you guys, but just wanted to say, so sick of these Celtics pajama-wearing to bed guys that are in love with Jaylen Brown. When has he had a playoff moment? That's Tatum, Game 6 in Milwaukee. Tatum, Game 7 against Philly. Jaylen Brown is replaceable.
How about the
Done
finals?
With him. Go live streaming, for Christ's sake.
Okay,
thanks, guys.
Listen, how about the East Finals and the Finals?
Right.
When he won those MVP trophies.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I disagree with you that Brown has not had playoff moments. But the chat, the stream, the second call, this segment, that rubbed people the wrong way, as it should. Don't you think?
Yes, I don't think anybody's going to let that one go, and they shouldn't. That's really one of and let's not leave Missoula out either. The two of them made two of the more idiotic comments you could make after losing a playoff.
Wait, you don't think that for the second straight year, gagging against a lesser opponent at home in the playoffs, you don't think fans wanted to hear about the duality of life and sports?
I mean, that was ridiculous. Again, really, saying the emptiness that comes with a loss matches the emptiness of when he won the championship. That one, we're not, we probably don't spend enough time on that as much as we do on Brown, because we know Missoula's probably not going anywhere.
It's in the same bucket.
It is. That's crazy. That is a crazy comment.
Was winning the only thing, or was it just part of the process and the duality of life and the... So what is it?
I mean,
so when Celtics fans call up and say, well, do they really want to win? I'm sorry. Jaylen Brown and Joe Mazzulla brought that on the Celtics. They did. They invite that commentary when they say the stuff that they did after that game. They deserve it.
They do deserve it. Again, those were horrible comments to make after that thing.
Long commercial-free segment comes your way next. We reset what the Red Sox need to do to get you out of the stadium, or at least get you out of the paper bag chanting "sell the team." How can John Henry reverse that recent trend? We'll get to that and your calls in our long commercial-free segment next. Sean and Lawrence. Go, Sean.
You keep saying, I didn't actually watch the game, whether it's Patriots, Celtics, Bruins, whatever. Isn't your job as a talk show host to actually watch sports?
So I would say my job is to get you to listen.
That is the job.
Mission accomplished.
Take this job and shove. Felger and Mazz, 98.5, the Sports Hub.
What do you think the deadline is going to indicate?
So there's three different pathways here. Number one would be that they fire Craig Breslow before the trade deadline. I think that that's far and away the least likely thing that's going to happen. I wouldn't rule anything out. I mean, it's a very reactionary organization and front office and ownership group. They do kind of blow with the wind here, and things are not going well, and it doesn't seem like they're going to go well at any point soon. So we'll see. But here's what could be intriguing. And here's what I think is going to happen. I don't want to promise it. I don't want to guarantee it, but I do. My gut is telling me that this is the most likely outcome, is that the Red Sox and Craig Breslow, and backed by ownership, I think that they not just the trade deadline, because we saw the Rafi Devers trade happen in June last year, but from now until the trade deadline, I think that there's a move in here that is kind of like, it's not selling, it's not buying for this group, because we all know that they're not worthy of an investment. But I think it's a move for the future. It's a, hey, we're the Boston Red Sox. This roster is unacceptable. We don't have any stars on this team. We're playing like a mid-market organization. Let's go out and do something that's going to excite the fans while also making us better and hopefully widen that championship window a little bit more. That's what I could see them doing. And that would excite me for sure if they went out and pulled off something for a superstar level player. Yeah.
Jared Carrabis is sniffing up the right tree. In other words, we're reaching an inflection point. I say reaching. We are at an inflection point with the Red Sox where it's not just bad. It's not just bad. It's not just another losing season. Or another lost season. It's the brand is taking a big hit.
Major.
Consumer confidence is at an all-time low. The optics and some of the visuals, which have gotten to John Henry in the past, are present. In other words, he signed Rafi Devers in the first place because he got booed at the Winter Classic. This year, you've got fans chanting, "Sell the team," and now donning paper bags behind home plate. Where they were, again, we don't know if they were escorted out or if the bags were just removed.
Seems like the bags were just removed. I mean, Jimmy said that earlier, but I think John Boy put that out there too. It was the bottom of the top of the ninth inning when they did it. So,
how do you feel about the paper bags, Murray?
Oh, I love it. I hope the place is packed with them tonight. Keep doing it.
What I want to know is, do you have a right to make someone take them off?
I was curious under what rule. Like, I know
you can hold signs up at the ballpark, can't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure there's a.
It says something on the back of the ticket, or I mean, it's on your phone now, but it used to say on the back of your ticket, they reserve the right to toss your ass for basically whatever the hell they want.
I'd like to know the exact wording of what it is. The paper bag, so you can't wear paper bags? What if you have a medical condition? What if you get a doctor's note? I have something disorder.
Right.
Right, like some people who have hyperventilate can breathe into a paper bag, right?
I'm sure there's something.
Doing it for your fellow man. You're suffering from elephantitis.
Correct. Could be any one of a million things.
I'm really ugly. No one needs to see this face. I don't know. We joke, but so they're chanting "Sell the team," wearing paper bags behind home plate to the point where security has to remove the bags and or the patrons themselves. They fired the manager. They have, by some measures, the worst offense in over 100 years. Like, again, for example, their team batting average of .235 is the worst since 1907. 1907.
That's incredible. That is incredible. Now, some of that's the era, but even so, incredible.
The Boston Sports Inf stat, Red Sox batters have scored just 18 runs in the last 10 home games, 1.8 per game. Those are their fewest runs scored over a 10-game home stretch since 1917. 109 years. Their team OBP of .314 is the worst since 1968, and on and on and on and on. So the fans are responding with visuals that are really embarrassing. So
stadiums can, sorry to interrupt, but stadiums can and do eject fans for wearing papered bags over their heads, often citing security policies against face masks.
Well, that's a lie.
Well, right, but they can say they enforce a no mask rule.
I see.
Viewing head bags as violations of security measures. Which
security.
This is me doing the old J.O. move under the desk. Come on.
Security for what?
It's the bagman. Ooh.
Well, security, they want to be able to see your face, so you can't do misdeeds and not be seen. The cameras have to be able to pick you up.
They do understand that sports leagues now sell these luchador masks that cover your entire face with your team logo. So if I go into Fenway Park with a Red Sox luchador mask,
what's luchador?
They're going to kick me out?
Like a wrestler.
Mexican wrestlers, luchador, yeah. Jay Stu, I would pay you to do that. I want to see that visual.
Yeah, me too. They sell those in the pro shop?
Luchador Stu.
I'm in.
So
this is great. Maneuvers. This is like a court case waiting to happen. Well, wait a minute. Then why do you sell them in your pro shop?
Get Rosemary Scarpiccio on this. If my client wants to wear a bag to your stupid park to watch your loser team, they should be allowed to.
So what does John Henry do to get you out of the bag and stop chanting "sell the team"? What does he do?
Well, he'd have to sell the team, I think, to get a lot of people back, but that's never going to happen.
Okay, so listen, if they can take the bags away, do they care who's sitting in the seats? You can chant whatever the hell you want. Felt like there were a good number of Philly fans there last night.
I understand. We are going with the premise that John Henry will react when it gets to a certain point.
Okay.
We've seen him do it, right? And I think that's what Carabas is implying there. Back to the Carabas cut. On with you last night, Baseball Hour. Catch the full thing at 985thesportshub.com or the app. He's going to do something to jolt the fan base because he needs it. So what can he do? He's already fired the manager. Hasn't worked. He can hire a new manager and say, okay, this is our guy. Who out there, Mazz, who could they possibly hire? And if someone calls me with Jason Varitek, you are permanently banned. But who could they hire as manager? Do you think Dustin Pedroia, if they hired Dustin Pedroia as manager today, do you think that would energize the fan base?
They'd get some buzz from that, for sure.
It would help a little bit, sure. Yeah, sure. I mean, but again, it doesn't solve the grand problem. That's like a short-term buzz factor because the problems that they have are bigger than that. So, but would it help? To answer the question, yes. But let me. I'll come back to the most obvious thing, which is what happened with the chief baseball officer position. Why would Pedroia take it?
Because it's a chance to be a manager. No one's else going to give him that.
He can truly be the little leader.
Yeah.
Okay, and he was close with Cora. He was close with Francona, both of whom got bounced after 8-year tenures and left. I'm presuming Cora's leaving with a very sour taste in his mouth. I'm sure he's thrilled to be freed from this idiocy. But I would say at the same time that on some level, Cora probably looks at it and says, I wouldn't trust those guys with anything.
A May-June shocker. What can he do? So I don't know if there's a manager to hire that would do it. Maybe Pedroia would do it. Firing Breslow wouldn't quite do it because Theo Epstein is coming down to, as we've discussed, I don't think Theo would take it. He's not doing it.
But if you were to say to me, like, if you want to play the game and say it's doable, putting Theo in charge would change everything.
Yeah, Theo is your new chief baseball officer and Dustin Pedroia is the manager. That would get people's attention. Know how realistic that is. Carabas' idea, trade for a guy. Package some prospects, trade for a big name, and sort of jolt the fan base that way. I had floated a rumor yesterday about Mike Trout. Who did Jared Carabas have in mind? Who did Jared Carabas have in mind when Mazz was talking to him last night, Murray? Stu. Jimmy Stewart.
Do you have names in mind, Jared?
I would love a Fernando Tatis Jr. trade. That's a guy that I think his swing would do wonders at Fenway Park. It's a guy that is signed for a long time to a big money contract, but I also think he's having a real bad year. Exit velocity is high. He's got no homers. So it's kind of like it's a buy low for us. That's the type of trade that re-energizes the fan base. That's the type of trade that hopefully re-energizes the player, and then you kind of just go from there.
Fernando Tatis Jr., 8.5 years left after this one, or including this one. So 8 years after this season. You'd be paying him through his age 35 season. The money bounces around, which I don't quite get, but what can I tell you? His payroll numbers would be starting next year 25, and then the last looks like 6 years of the deal, he's at 36.7. So I don't get quite how that works. For luxury tax purposes, it's 24.2. But again, 8.5 years left on that contract. He's a guy that got popped for steroids a few years back, has come back, and has not been the same player, not even close. So would you want Fernando Tatis Jr. as a ball player, and would he move the needle for the thing we're talking about? Would that prevent fans from showing up with bags on their heads?
If you could get him back on the juice, I'm in. If you can't get him back on the juice, I have a hard time believing they would do it.
Yeah, I don't think it's enough.
See, so this is part of the problem, and I'm sorry to keep giving you that answer, okay? But it's a necessity that I have to look at it and say, will they take on the contract? Will they pay him? And in the case of Tatis, I don't think they will.
He signed one of those whoppers that they are not going to sign anymore. 14 years, $340.
So are they going to do that?
You're on the hook for the last 8.5 of them.
Like, I have a hard time believing they're going to do that. The only reason the Trout thing is a possibility to me, and you mentioned Mike Trout yesterday, is because it's a short deal. It's 4 years. So it's effectively what they were willing to pay Alex Bregman, although they probably asked Trout to restructure it so they could defer some of the money.
San Diego's also in first place. I just don't know how willing they are. I know Tatis is not having a great year, but I don't know how willing they'd be to change up their mix. But either way, that's Jared Carrabis's idea. But like I said, I think he's barking up the right tree. I just wonder, is Henry going to have an answer for the bags on the head and the chanting in the stadium and that where they are right now? Is he going to try and have an answer for it? And what moves the needle? My suggestion, Mike Trout does. Whether he's worth it or not, they're still the same player or not, he does. So Carrabis waited on that as well. We'll take an update here. 90 seconds, no commercials. Just a quick update. Then we're back. You'll hear from Carrabis on that. And we'll take your calls. Don't go anywhere.